Minister! Minister! Ezra, what has happened? Inside. Minister Edelman, what has happened? What is the commotion about? Oh Lord, my Lord, it was her. Lord, punish her. Oh Lord, punish her. In this small town of Boswell, nestled near the Appalachians, it is peace and quiet. People of this neighborhood are like a big family. Everyone knows everyone. And everyone is kind and caring towards each other. Most of the people here attend the town church every Wednesday evening for the weekly sermons. But on this evening, when the church was opened, Minister Edelman and the townsfolk were distraught by what they saw. Who could have done such a wretched thing besides the Millers? They all presumed. Joanna Miller and her son, Owen Miller, they were different from the people of this town. At first, the townspeople tried to open up to them and welcome them to the community. Even Minister Edelman invited them to their church. But the Millers neither spoke to anyone nor tried to get to know anyone. They just wanted to be by themselves. Just as the townspeople did every now and then, they arranged a block party where everyone was welcome. It was a cool, windy evening. The kids were out playing. Everyone was enjoying and conversing with one another. But the minute Joanna arrived, a sense of fear and dread ran through them all. The entire block fell silent as they all watched Joanna. She came dressed in black. There was not a smile, not an expression on her face, as she held a cake in her hands. There was something dark about the Millers. And sure enough, that was the day the horror began in this town. That night, suddenly, the rain began to pour, ruining the whole occasion. There was no forecast, no sign, nothing that would indicate it. But something even stranger happened. All the food at the party suddenly became spoiled. How did this happen? Everything is ruined. Do you think it was because of her? And things only got worse from there. The next Wednesday evening, when the town church was unlocked. People were horrified as rats, hundreds of rats, scurried around. The creatures had ruined the furniture, the walls, everything. The holy place had become ruined in filth. Rats! Where did all these rats come from? Everyone leave! The church became infested with rats almost overnight. And not long after, a strange disease spread within the neighborhood. Do you think she has cursed us? Goodness gracious. Save us, Lord. Save us. And now, after everything that has happened, no one in this town feels safe anymore. Daniel, how did this happen? Tell me who did this to you. Mother, I'm scared. The way she was looking at me, it was like she would take my soul away. That witch. Don't worry, son. Tomorrow we'll go to the minister. Something has to be done. Mrs. Benowitz and her son Daniel went to visit Minister Edelman the very next evening. Things couldn't go on like this, and as a mother, she couldn't accept her son's life in danger. It was her, Minister Edelman. She's gotten her eyes on my son. I warned you people about her, but you didn't listen. Your son befriended that woman's son, didn't he? It's not just your son anymore. This entire town has been hexed. Minister Edelman, my son has been foolish. Isn't there something we can do about her? As of now, Daniel's condition isn't well. The only option for you is to take him far from this town for a while, until he heals. So without much choice, Mrs. Benowitz and Daniel packed their bags and left the very next morning. They traveled to the next town and settled at her sister's place. But it was later that night, Mrs. Benowitz received a call from the police. There's been a fire at your house. What? He told me his mother would burn down our house. What? After the death of her husband, Joanna and her son, Owen, sold off everything they had in the city and moved to this small town. With the little savings she had, she opened a bakery here, and she and Owen were trying to get by. And at the beginning, things were going fine. Joanna was kind and polite to her neighbors, and customers were starting to come to her bakery. It was one evening, Minister Edelman came to her bakery. Hello, welcome to the Miller's Bakery. Hello, I'm Minister Edelman. Welcome to our neighborhood. Thank you, I'm Joanna. Minister Edelman was polite and they had some small talk, and Joanna tried to entertain him. This is my bakery special, apple crumb cake. It's delicious. Do you bake everything here yourself? Yes, Mr. Edelman. I'm glad you like it. You should come over more often. Perhaps I will. You should also come to our church this Wednesday for the weekly sermon. Oh, Mr. Edelman, I got to know about your church as soon as I moved to this town, but we belong to a different denomination. Oh, so you're from a different denomination. I see. That's no problem. Everyone is welcome in this town. But Minister Edelman had different thoughts in mind. When he realized Joanna and Owen were from a different denomination and conversion wasn't an option for them, he began to badmouth them. We have to be careful as to who is moving into our neighborhood, or else the wrath of the Lord will fall on us. Do you all think these outsiders are just like us? No, they're misguided. Their beliefs are corrupted. They have strayed from the path of the Lord. They are worshippers of darkness. And they are here to take over our town, to misguide our children, to deviate us from our faith, to make us like them. And it was ever since. People in town began to stay away from the Millers, avoided Joanna, and mistreated Owen. Joanna could notice the difference she was experiencing at the market, but she couldn't understand what it was about. And then she began to notice a lot of her customers stopped coming to the bakery as well. On the other hand, Owen wasn't doing so bad coping in the new environment. He was doing well in school and even made some new friends. Hello, Mrs. Benowitz. What do you want? Is Daniel here? We were supposed to meet. Yes. Who is it, Mom? It's that boy. Why is he here? Didn't I tell you to stay away from him? He and his mother are not welcome in our family. Mom, he goes to my school. He's just like me. Oh, so he's already begun to brainwash you. Owen had joined the soccer team at school and made friends with Daniel and the boys. And for their finals, Owen was able to help their team win. Wow, Owen, you were amazing out there. Thanks. Look who's flirting with Kelly. I think I'll have to teach that kid a lesson he'll never forget. That night, Daniel and his friends planned to scare Ethan and set up firecrackers at his place. What's that smell? Mom, there's a fire! Owen, get the hose! Joanna and Owen somehow managed to put the fire out, but they couldn't find any explanation to how it all happened. Until 2 days later, Daniel and his gang confronted Owen. Where are you going? Oh, I was just about to catch up with you guys on the field. That's alright. I don't think you'll be playing with us anymore. Why not? I hope you learned your lesson that night. What? It was you? You started the fire? I thought you were my friend. We're not friends with witches and their sons. What did you call my mom? That day, a fight broke out, and Owen fell off the roadside. Shoot. Come on, we have to get out of here. Fortunately, one of the townsmen who were fishing discovered Owen's body and took him to the hospital. But Owen was in a near-death situation. Owen, how did this happen? Mom, we should move out of this town. Why? When Joanna heard what happened, she was shocked. She immediately went to the police and filed a complaint against the Benowitz. Mrs. Miller, we have investigated. It was an accident. Hear it from the witness yourself. Daniel, tell her. We were riding our bicycles and Owen was riding too fast and he fell. Seeing the police support the Benowitz, Joanna was furious. There was nothing she could do legally. But that day, she decided she would teach these townspeople a lesson. And that evening, at the block party, her cake was her declaration of war. But what happened with all the food that night had nothing to do with her. Perhaps it was some sort of divine intervention. It was Joanna who caused the infestation of rats in the church. And it was due to the negligence of hygiene of the townspeople that they caught the disease. It was only then that the suffering caused them to fear her. And finally, they left her and her son alone. And now, as Mrs. Benowitz and Daniel stared at their home burn down, she was furious. I know it was them, that mother and son. They did it. They'll never get away with this. But it was right then. One of the firemen came forward. Mrs. Benowitz, it couldn't have been them. The entire incident was an accident. The basement boiler had gotten quite old. There was an explosion. What? This can't be. They must have done it somehow. It was due to a mechanical malfunction. Nobody caused it to happen. No, I know that witch. It was her. She did it. First my son, and now, as she couldn't get to my son, she burnt down my home. As Mrs. Benowitz went on and on yelling, Daniel stopped her. No, Mom. They were not the witches. We were the witches. They were helpless when they came here. They never tried to harm us. We treated them bad for being different. We were jealous of their every goodness and success. Mrs. Miller lost business because of us. Owen almost lost his life because of me. I caused a fire at their house. But it was the Lord who took down our house. And had we not moved out of the house for them, perhaps we would be burning in this house tonight.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.